I'm gonna teach you how to sound like this on Bandlab.
You can download this preset, link in the description or in the pinned comment. I'm MF Doom.
Before we begin, if you like this vocal preset and want to download it for yourself, you can do so by clicking the first link in the description or the pinned comment. But without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing you need is an EQ. I chose the EQ3M, and basically all I did the first step was I went to the lows and I boosted that 4 decibels. And the reason why is he has a really deep, husky voice, and I felt like focusing on the lows and emphasizing them would help make your vocals not only sound more like him but stand out more in the mix. Then I went to the mids. I lowered it -2.1 decibels, choosing the mid sweep frequency range of 584 to cut, and then I boosted the highs 0.3, but I barely touched them. I had a similar philosophy for the graphic EQ that I added right after, so boosted the 100 Hz by basically 5 decibels, 200 Hz 3 decibels, 400 Hz 2 decibels, and boosted the 800 Hz the same, but everything else I left it at 0 basically. Then I added a de-esser, and this is to remove the sharp S sounds that might appear in your vocals. I put the frequency at around 9,000 and I put the threshold at -16. If you're trying to level up your music career and want to upload your music to Spotify, Apple Music, you name it, click the second link in the description because that's going to get you 7% off of DistroKid, the best music distribution platform on the internet. It's already only 20 bucks for you to upload an unlimited amount of songs and albums, so 7% off that is even better. Again, second link in the description. Now back to the tutorial. Then I added a compressor, and this is something that I'm starting to learn progressively as I'm doing this. But for vocals, originally what I used to do was have a really short attack and a fast release, but after doing a bit of tests, I've found that the opposite actually works better. And the reason why is you have that first sort of transient impact of when you first start speaking, so that puff sound, but with the attack taking longer to respond, it actually levels out the tail end of that transient, so it stays around the same volume throughout, as opposed to attacking the transient, which just lowers it down to the same thing as everything else. And then the release, I had it shorter than before, put the threshold at 5.1 with a ratio of 8:1, and I added a makeup gain of 8 decibels. Then I added a noise gate. Essentially, anytime that you're not speaking into the microphone, the volume on this track will essentially just cut and it will be silent, so that way you can remove any background noise that's not wanted in the mix. I put the attack at 5 milliseconds, the release at 200 milliseconds, and a threshold of -30 decibels. And finally, I added a tiny touch of studio reverb. Again, just a tiny touch, mix 10%. You can't even really notice it. It's just there to kind of cushion the vocals onto the beat. I put the tone at 90% and the size at 25%. But that's how you get an MF Doom vocal preset on Bandlab. Again, if you like this vocal preset and want to download it for yourself, you can do so by clicking the first link in the description or the pinned comment. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell for more tutorials like this. Comment below what other tutorials you want me to do, and I'll see you guys in the next video.